Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about implementation of macroprocessor. Here, according to this particular example, we have this particular program, that is MASM. First of all, we need to understand what is this MASM, why we need. First of all, the macroprocessor of MASM is integrated with the pass-on of the assembler. Here, MASM is integrated with the pass-on of the assembler. This will supports all of the main macroprocessor functions, a definition and invocation of the macro instruction with macros. This is a main theme about macro MASM process, MASM macro processor. This is macroprocessor. MASM is initially integrated with the pass-on of the assembler. Then it will support macroprocessor functions like definition and invocation of the macro instructions as within macros. The main, one of the main differences between macro MASM macroprocessor and SIC is the things are lies in the nature of the conditional macro expansion statement. The things we're going to initially it will going to insert lies in the nature of the conditional macro expansion statements. Then MASM also calls the conditional assembly statements. So yeah, this is one kind of difference between this is your main macroprocessor MASM and then SIC things. According to this particular figure, it shows the macroprocessor, MASM macroprocessor, and then conditional assembly listing statements here. So according to this, the macro instructions are defined in particular figure. This computes the absolute differences between the values of its first two parameter. This first, initially it will going to compute the differences between the values of first two parameter, whatever the parameter we are observing in this particular program. These parameters may be either word or double words. These whatever the parameters we are facing here, those it may be a word or a double word. If they are double words, then the third parameter has the value e. If those whatever the parameters, whatever the two parameters we are observing here, if they are word, then obviously third parameter has the value e. And calculation uses the double word register EAX. See, whenever if these two things are parameter, then third word contains the value of e. That particular things calculation uses the double word register EAX. If the first two parameters are words, the third parameter is omitted. As I told that if the first two parameters are words, then third parameter is going to omit. In that call, the calculation uses the word length portion of the register, which is designated by AX. We'll discuss about each and everything, what is E and then what is AX and then what is AX. For a while we need to understand like this. AX can act as a word length portion of the register. This is a accumulator and then index register. Like A, as we know that according to that machine, A stands for accumulator and then AX like X stands for index register. Here according to that word length portion of the register, which is designated by AX. According to this particular program, the macro header first line gives the name of the macro and its parameter. You might observing under that label field A, B, S, D, I, F, that is absolute difference. As I told that this particular figure shows the computes difference, like absolute difference between the values of its first two parameter. According to that concept, the macro header on line 1 gives the name of the macro and its parameter. Initially absolute difference, then name macro, and then OP1, OP2 size. If these two parameter OP1, OP2, or if those two things are parameters like contains words, obviously the third value, like third parameter, is going to verify that contains the value e. See, according to that, end of the macro is marked by the endem. Once we like you might observing according to this figure, we have endem. It shows the end of the particular macro. Then that thing is present under that line 15. Later line 2 that contains, like, it declares the exit a statement that can act as a local label according to that line 2. That contains exit statement, like it can act as a local label. When the macro is expanded, each local label, whatever the local label we are facing here, those label will be replaced by unique name. That particular MASM generates these unique names in the form of double question mark and then n. If these local label will going to replace this unique name, it will going to generate unique name that has the things is present in the form of a double question mark and then n, where this n is can act as a hexadecimal number in the range 0000 to FFFF. This is hexadecimal format. Whenever the things are replaced with unique name, obviously your MASM will going to generate unique names in the form of hexadecimal numbers, that is a double question mark symbol and then n, where n is a hexadecimal number in the range between 0000 to 4FF. The next line, the IFNB on line 3 evaluates to true if its operand is not blank. Whenever if you want to show the statement will be true if size is not blank, this will evaluate to true if the operand is not blank. Like, it's nothing but whatever the in the place, whatever the line you are observing, third line, IFNB and then size is there. If size can access the operand field here, if that is not blank, then obviously your value will be true. If parameter size is not blank, then lines 4 to 8 are processed. If parameter size is blank, obviously the things are not going to evaluate, the things will going to end there itself. Then your control jumps to your end thing here. See, then IF DIF on the next line on line 4 is true. Whenever if the thing is true, then your string represented by size, whatever the line you are observing, size is different from the string A. Just we are comparing the things here. According to that IF DIF on line 4, if it is true, if you want to show the statement will be true, then we need to check that string represented by size that is different from whatever the content we are observing in that particular line. One more thing, that is E, that there is a difference between a size and then A. In that case, in the line 5 to 7 will be processing. Then again same thing, if it is there error, like according to the next line, error statement is there that says that size must be E or blank. Then again sixth line says the error statement. Like that the things are continuing from that particular line to up to 10th line here. Then again the ampersand symbol we are observing on that line number 10. Obviously, as we know that that ampersand symbol is used to adding or merging or concatenating the operator to combine the value of the parameter size with string AX. As we know that that is AX is nothing but like that is a word length portion that is used to store our information, that particular like register AX here. This is combine the value of the parameter with string AX. If size has value E, the result is AX. If size contains the value E, the result will be EAX. If size is blank, the result is simply AX. If size is blank, obviously result will be AX, because there is no content to add with that particular register, means obviously the thing will be simply AX. This is about like a MASM macro processor implementation with a small example. Thank you.